Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today is day 5 of my advent calendar countdown. My name is Sari, and here with me joining our video today is my cat Luna, who often joins our YouTube videos. She saw again that I'm setting everything up and she came running and wanted to join us today. And you can already see that I'm wearing the Stars Hollow Pullover today, so this is today's highlighted pattern in my advent calendar, and of course that means that this pattern is discounted minus 24% until tomorrow, so that is end of the day December 6th, the end of the day Helsinki time, so the whole day today and the whole day tomorrow. And the pattern is available both on Ravelry as well as on Shopify, and the code for the pattern or the discount is Stars Hollow, so everything written together. But I will link both the Ravelry shop as well as my Shopify shop below this video and write the discount code and everything, so you can check them out in the description section below this video. The story of this sweater started already a year and a half ago. I went to Philadelphia to take part on a knitting retreat, and this yarn that I used for the sweater is from Gilmore Woolens, and Gilmore Woolens is local to Philadelphia, and I wanted to get something local as a souvenir, and I fell in love with this yarn. So this is Gilmore Woolens Lucky Tweed, and it's an around weight yarn. I'm not sure if you can see, but it has kind of like this little yellow and blue speckles every here and there are tweed knobs, and it's a light pale yellow color, so I absolutely fell in love with this colorway, and I thought that it would be perfect for cables. And as you can see, it has a really good stitch definition, so it's a really nice yarn for knitting cables. And so I bought the yarn from the Philadelphia trip, and then summer came and I didn't want to knit anything this heavy during the summer, but I cast it on this sweater last year in the fall, and I took it with me. For example, I was knitting it on our trip to London last autumn, and then I released the pattern last December, so a year ago. And it's called Stars Hollow Pullover because I was actually, while I was knitting it last year, I was rewatching Gilmore Girls, and it was kind of like the backdrop for my knitting. So I was watching it on Netflix while I was knitting, and this is not based on any of the sweaters that you see on the show. So if you watch Gilmore Girls, you're not going to see this sweater there, so it's totally my own design, but I just felt that it had kind of like the same feel as Gilmore Girls, and it could very easily be something that one of the characters would wear. It reminds me of Rory's sweaters a lot, so that's why I decided to go with the Stars Hollow Pullover. So if you haven't watched Gilmore Girls, Stars Hollow is the name of the little town where the main characters live. So this is the Stars Hollow Pullover, and like I said, it's around weight, so even though it has a lot of cables going on, you knit it with fairly big needles, so big needles, and it's quite quick to knit. It has a European shoulder construction, so you start at the back neck and then you increase until the shoulder width, then pick up stitches for the fronts, join together at the front, do a couple of increases here at the underarm, so the sleeve has a few short rows for the shaping, so that improves the fit. And then otherwise, like after joining it around in a round after at the underarm, it's just like in the round, and the sleeves are of course in the round. And lastly, you pick up stitches for the neckband, and I folded mine double. And like I said, I started this in last fall, but the story of this sweater started already earlier, so from the Philadelphia trip. And that's something that I really love about knitting, that it's not just about the sweater itself, it's about all the places where I knitted the sweater. Like I told you, I was knitting it in London, and also we went to Bath, so on the train to Bath I was knitting this sweater, so it has a lot of memories from where I knitted it. And like I said, I remember where I bought the yarn, so the yarn was a souvenir for me from the Philadelphia trip. And I also got to see the Gilmore Woolens shop warehouse over there and see all their yarns, so it has a lot of memories, even like before I cast it on one stitch. Gilmore Woolens is not really available anywhere in Europe, and then when I was working on the sweater I realized that I was running out of yarn, so I needed one more skein, but like I said, it's not, you couldn't like get this yarn anywhere in Europe. And ordering one skein of yarn to be shipped from US, it was quite expensive. So luckily a friend of mine, Sophia, I don't know if Sophia is watching, but if Sophia is watching, hi Sophia. Sophia is somebody who I have met a couple of times at the different yarn events or retreats. So she was in Bainbridge, she also came to Philadelphia, and she's been at a lot of different knitting events where I have been, and she and her friend came to Helsinki last year around this time, and I went for coffee with them, and Sophia was kind enough to get the last skein of yarn for me and bring it to me in Helsinki when we met. So it's also like a part of our friendship journey, because that's also a memory that has been woven into this sweater. So that's something that I really love about knitting. It's not just about where you wear the sweater. So if you buy a ready-made sweater from a shop, it can be very meaningful for you. So it can be like a special occasion when you bought the sweater, and of course all the times you wear it. But for hand knitted items, it's about like where you got the yarn from, and all the places where you knitted it. So it has so many stories stitched into the sweater. So I think that's something that I love about knitting, and it's very meaningful for me. This has like this really big chunky cables, but it's a lot easier than it actually looks like. And like I said, it's around weight yarn and big needles, so it knits up fairly quickly. I know it can be a bit thick if you live in warmer climates, but I live in Helsinki, I live in Finland. It gets cold here during winter, so I really like all these cozy thicker sweaters to wear at this time of the year. And like I said in yesterday's video, I like this little advent calendar highlight because I can highlight different kinds of patterns. So yesterday we had a fingering weight sweater. It was the Pohjola pullover with the colorwork yoke. So it had a circular yoke, colorwork, fingering weight yarn, and whereas this one is very different. So it's cables, chunkier yarn and everything. So if this is not for you, maybe yesterday's design is more your fit and tomorrow's design is going to be a sport weight one. So there's something for everyone. But that's everything for today's video. If you like the Stars Hollow Pullover, the pattern is available both on Ravelry as well as on Shopify on sarinordlund.com, and use the code Stars Hollow, everything written together, for the 24% discount, and the code is valid until tomorrow. And tomorrow I will be back with another design, and it's going to be a new pattern release. I can't wait to share it with you. See you tomorrow. Bye!